What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode number 4 now of this Southampton career mode back on FIFA 17. We are kicking things off in a great position. We are currently sat on top of the league. Yep, that is right. We're top of the league, but we have got a very, very tough game to start off the episode. We have got Manchester City away at the Etihad. Also, guys, I do apologise if I sound a bit strange. I am quite ill at the minute. I've got a sore throat. And no, don't take that out of context. It is just illness, nothing more than that. And City sat in 5th with 15 points on the board. So not a terrible start to them. Obviously, this was their first year under Pep Guardiola. So they've certainly a team with a lot of quality, play good football. I mean, their lineup just then, Kevin De Bruyne in midfield, Raheem Sterling on the left. But then you look at their bench. They've got Sergio Aguero and Romelu Lukaku on the bench. And they've got Wilfried Bony starting up front. It's a strange decision from Pep there to start the Ivorian ahead of one of the greatest strikers in Premier League history and obviously Sergio Aguero. But it was City who came forward early doors and a Jesus Navas shot deflecting off Virgil van Dijk and beating Fraser Forster. A dreadful start from us, but a dream start from Manchester City and Jesus Navas. But I just expected Jesus Navas every single time just runs straight down the line and crosses it in. When does he ever cut, or when did he ever cut inside on his left foot? And I mean, that is just so lucky. He could not have got any luckier, really. Straight off Van Dijk and in to the back of the net. But City came forward again. A lovely ball through to Kevin De Bruyne, who was one-on-one with Forster. And of all the people on the pitch, I mean, you'd expect Kevin De Bruyne to bury that. But it's a really poor finish. It was our turn to come forward, though. And it was the Serbian Tadic on the right-hand side. A lovely bit of skill. And he's whipped it towards the far post, just wide. But, oh, what's this? Tadic was fouled while taking the shot, so the referee decides to award us with a free kick. And there's only one man who's going to take this. I mean, the referee also did book the wall for edging forward. I don't really know what they're doing. Wilfried Bony, you big idiot. There was only one man who was going to take this. Ex-Manchester United man, Wayne Rooney. I mean, look at his free kick stats. 84 free kick accuracy. And I think that's Jesus Navas in the ball, aimed it for his head, and it's gone over his head and into the back of the net. What an absolutely brilliant strike from Wazza, the ex-Manchester United man. He hates Man City. He has turned up with an absolutely beautiful goal against him, just over Jesus Navas' head. Too short to be being in the wall. It's a poor decision from Manchester City, but we make the most of it. And Wayne Rooney gets us back in the game. Almost an instant reply, really, just about 10 minutes after Jesus Navas' opener. But again, City came forward. And De Bruyne, who was causing us so many problems in that midfield, he's just got one of the best strikes, either foot. And, great save from Forster. But it was put back into De Bruyne again. This time headers it wide. But that's 3 opportunities that De Bruyne has had in the first half an hour. And he hasn't made the most of any of them. But that was all she wrote for the first half. Going into half-time, it was a pretty even game, really. The possession City had more of, which you expect. They also had more shots. The same amount of shots on target. And I wouldn't say they really deserved to be ahead at this point. But around about the hour mark, we weren't really creating too many chances. So I decided to switch formation. I'd given a start to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg instead of Ward-Prowse, which didn't really seem to be working as we missed that creativity from Ward-Prowse. So I decided to change formation and go to a 4-2-3-1. Bring on Nathan Redmond and also bring on Romeu in midfield for Højbjerg, who was having a really poor game. As soon as we made these changes, we came forward. Redmond, a great ball in, and an absolute calamity from the Manchester City defence. Allows another ex-Manchester United player, Danny Welbeck, in, and he does not miss those. I mean, he's almost, what's that, a scorpion kick, something like that? I don't think he's at a shot, but a lovely bit of play from Redmond. He's just so good when he comes on. Look at that. I mean, a stroke of luck from us, but that sort of balances out that stroke of luck that Jesus Navas had early doors. It's his 9th goal in the Premier League. Danny Welbeck is top scorer in the league by an absolute mile. An unbelievable signing. But City came forward again with Gael Clichy down the right-hand side. A great ball in, and Sergio Aguero off the bench. The man who loves a late goal. And it was late on in the 83rd minute where we throw away our 2-1 lead to Sergio Aguero. I mean, who is marking him? He's not a tall man, but he's somehow managed to beat centre-back in the air. I mean, I think it's Jose Font who's just not even bothered to follow him. But again, City came forward in extra time. They had a great chance. Aguero's just walked through and an open goal there for Samir Nasri. What on earth is he doing? How has he not scored that? Absolutely incredible scenes. Somehow, I don't know how Sami Nasri hasn't scored that. A complete open goal. No one anywhere near him. And he has missed. He's just headed it with no power straight into the arms of Fraser Forster. And I'll tell you one thing, at the end of that game, we can count ourselves incredibly lucky, because we came away with a point. Despite being ahead, we did not deserve to come away with anything from that game. City were absolutely all over us. But moving on from that anyway, we'll put it behind and we'll take a point on our fantastic streak of form. We had Norwich next up in the League Cup, which I wasn't really too interested in. So I decided just to play the second team and also sim it. I mean, League Cup is not top of my priorities. And if I play all of these games, this series is never going to end. And we did actually come away with a 2-1 win. Jay Rodriguez scoring 2 goals. So he's actually in really good form as well. He's been scoring goals when we play him in the team. Obviously, he's not going to be starting ahead of Heung-min Son, who is just unbelievable. But it's good to have a backup player that can also do the business in front of goal. But moving on, we had another very, very tough game in the league. This time, we were at home to Chelsea, who in real life actually won the league this year. But Chelsea were an unbelievably strong team at this point. Obviously, under Antonio Conte, you had prime Hazard, prime Kante, Diego Costa. And then we looked at their team. What on earth is that? I mean, they've got their sub-team out. And I think sub-team's generous. Look at their bench. They've got Courtois, Bonucci, Diego Costa, Pedro. No Hazard in sight, no Kante in sight. Just none of the big boys for Chelsea in sight at all. And, well, I was really surprised going into this, looking at their team. But I saw it as an opportunity to get the 3 points. Also, in the top left there, they signed Socrates. But the first chance of the game fell to us. Danny Welbeck running through on goal, but Asmir Begovic with a good save. Son here with a lovely ball into Welbeck. Great control. And the finish is just not quite good enough. It bounces off the side of the post. And at the end of the first half, it was us who were the better team by some margin. I mean, Chelsea having all the ball. Only 2 shots, 1 on target. But, of course, we did hit the post through Danny Welbeck. I have to say, in FIFA, around these sort of dates, I mean, when Chelsea had their defensive managers, Mourinho, Conte, it was almost like that Chelsea were programmed to park the bus. So just straight from the off, they'd put their whole team behind the ball. And it was almost impossible to break him down. Another chance there. The good save from Asmir Begovic. We had a corner. Tadic's ball in. A good header again. I think that's Welbeck again. And a good save from Begovic. Another corner swung in by Ward-Prowse in towards Welbeck, who went for the overhead kick. Chelsea still struggling to clear their lines. It was Tadic onto Rooney with a shot. Good save, Begovic. And then Son with the follow-up. The ex-Spurs man blasts it well over the bar. I mean, it wasn't an easy opportunity, but he's got to do better. We came forward again at ex-Chelsea man Bertrand into Welbeck and a beautiful ball through to Wayne Rooney. And that is as cool a finish as you are going to see all day. Cool as a cucumber from Wazza. Just outside the boot. I mean, he just made that look so easy. But a beautiful bit of football. And Danny Welbeck showing he's more than just goals with a beautiful bit of link-up play. And Rooney making that third man run, which you absolutely love to see. And it's 2-2 for Wayne Rooney. Only his first 2 goals in the league this season. But what a time to get him. City away and Chelsea at home. 2 massive, massive games. And 2 ex-rivals of Man United. But as you can see here, Miazga on the ball, absolutely going nowhere. Rooney dives in and he gets sent off. I mean, it's just silly. It's typical Wayne Rooney, though. Who else would score a goal, score 2 goals in 2 massive games, and then just get sent off? And then it was all Chelsea. I mean, not much time left on the clock at all, and Chelsea were just going for that equaliser. And we were pretty much just holding on with everything. I mean, look at this. They had everyone up, even the goalkeeper, Asmir Begovic, in for the corner. And it was just about cleared away by us, but Miazga holds it up. This was Chelsea's last chance to get anything. A good tackle in there from Nathan Redmond, but William puts it back in to Bonucci, who came on, but it was straight at Fraser Forster. And luckily for us, that was the last play of the game, and we managed to scrape a 1-0 win against Chelsea. I say scrape, you look at the stats, and we were pretty dominant against Chelsea's B team, which is great. But obviously, seeing that B team at the start of the game gave us a huge, huge boost. We did get some bad news at the end of the game. Jordy Classy is out for 3 weeks. We did get some good news, though, as we got our scout report back from Norway and some seriously good players. Elvin Moe there, up to a 94 potential. 2 players not quite good enough. But this is how the youth academy is looking. Elvin Moe, the left winger, up to a 94 potential. We've got some Englishmen in there. We've also got some Norwegians in there. This Brandon Cook guy looks really good. He's already 65 rated. He's got some high potential. Charles Phillips is definitely the weakest in the academy. But aside from him, everyone's got 90 plus potential. Harvey White here, who I actually offered a contract to because he has some serious potential. So hopefully he will be able to get some minutes, probably off the bench just for now. But who knows? If we get an easy cup round, something like that, we'll definitely be giving him minutes. Elvin Moe as well decided to offer him a contract as well. But next up, we were back in the Champions League and we were at home to Aberdeen. And I just decided to sim it. I mean, we were already top of the group at home to Fergie's old club. We've already played them in the reverse fixture, drew 0-0, but I thought I'd just sim it, save some time in a game that we are expected to win anyway. And 2 goals from Nathan Redmond saw us through. That puts us on 10 points in the Champions League group. We are flying and we are right up the top. And both our youth players accepted contracts as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And going into the next game, we had to make a number of changes. Rooney obviously had that suspension for that silly tackle last game. And also, Jordi Classy was out through his injury. Luckily, our midfield, I'd say, is probably our strongest position on the field. I mean, we had Højbjerg and also Romeo to come in there. So 2 more physical sort of players, but definitely more than capable to do a job in that midfield. And next up, we had Hull away at the KC Stadium. So not the toughest game, but also not the easiest game. They're actually doing quite well this season. Obviously, we've had a pretty tough run at games. We just had Chelsea and City in the league. Also, look at Hull's nets. Aren't they look so nice? Obviously, they've got the black and the orange, just like the Tigers. Can we maul the Tigers? As you can see there, they are in 9th in the league, which is not bad for them considering in real life this year they did actually get relegated. But it was us who went forward early doors. Ryan Bertrand with an absolutely awesome early delivery. And Danny Welbeck managed to get up for that and head it back across goal. And it's a really good header. Just tried to find that far corner and unluckily he can't. But it was us coming forward again. Tadic, a lovely ball through to Heung-min Son, who's too quick for David Myler. Tries to lift it over the goalkeeper, who makes a brilliant save. Yes, you expect Heung-min Son to score there, but that heavy touch just took it away from him, and that is a brilliant save. But we had a corner now. Tadic to swing it in. A great ball into Son, who heads it into the back of the net. But the referee gives a penalty. I don't know what the referee is doing. We've just headed it in, and he said he gives a penalty. It's horrendous refereeing, but there's only one man to step up. Danny Welbeck, who sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Another goal for him. Another penalty as well. He seems to have a lot of penalties this year, but he does not care. I do not care either. It's another goal for his tally, and he just cannot stop scoring at the minute. Considering we sold Charlie Austin for 50 million, bought him for 18 million, a £3 million loss. For now, the current top scorer in the league is absolutely insane. A great ball in there as well to Heung-min Son, who's now had a few chances, but he's got really unlucky there. Another fantastic save from the Hull goalkeeper, who then came forward through David Myler, a real chance to put the ball in the net. It's an absolute blunder from Cedric at right back. But luckily, Fraser Forster, who's had a joke of a season, he has been so good, makes another brilliant save. And that put us into half-time. And at half-time, you can see by the stats, we were absolutely dominating. 7 shots with 6 on target to Hull's 3 shots with just 1 on target. They did get a free kick here with Ahmed El Mohamed, who whips it. Not a bad effort at all. Got it up and over the wall. Just couldn't get it back down. But it was us who came forward again. Lovely ball from Romeo, who was absolutely brilliant this game, I have to say. And it was a challenge that came in. I thought he won the ball. It's a very harsh foul to give. But obviously, if you give a foul there, you have to send him off. And Josue, I don't know, Spanish-sounding name, gets incredibly unlucky because Danny Welbeck was running through on goal. And you just have to make the tackle, otherwise it's going in the goal. And obviously, he gets sent off because it's a last-man challenge. It's a very harsh foul, though. I think that's poor refereeing. The referees actually had a shocking game. He already gave that penalty when the ball was in the net, and Tadic's free kick wasn't threatening the goal at all. And it was given away there by Tom Huddleston to Tadic, who hit it across, and as all good strikers do, Mr. Danny Welbeck was there to clean up the pieces, and we doubled our lead against 10-man Hull. Danny Welbeck doubling his tally to put him on 11 for the season is terrible from Hull. I mean, Tom Huddleston, a really experienced player with an absolutely terrible pass, and Danny Welbeck. There's something about those sort of goals that just satisfy me so much, because a good striker is so hard to come across, and when you're in the right place at the right time, just sliding in at the back post for his 11th of the season. It was at this point I decided 2-0 up against 10 men. We decided to bring on our young Harvey White, the 17-year-old from the academy. And look at him. We put him on in midfield. He's absolutely massive and he's bold as well. And he got a chance here. Oh my God. Can you imagine if he'd scored on his debut? That would have been absolutely insane. Sadly, it was a really good save from the goalkeeper. But what a debut that would have been from the young man. But it's good to get him on the pitch for his first few minutes of the season. Well, we actually ended up beating Hull 2-0. A really good performance. Buzzing with that. Danny Welbeck with 2 goals. It shows how we don't need Wayne Rooney. Although he is arguably our best player in the team, we don't rely on him and just, well, we've got other players that can step in and fill in for him. Stephen Davis coming on off the bench, but also Højbjerg, Ward-Prowse. I mean, White maybe could starting to be getting minutes. We're also getting him down on the training pitch as well. Him, Cook, alongside Redmond, Ward-Prowse and Romero, some of the more experienced lads. So hopefully we can grow them up to become some really top players. Maybe even fill out their 93/94 potentials. Anyway, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe. Also, I'm sort of toying with the idea of doing like half a season in an episode. So I'll play like the big games. So if you guys do want to see that, please let me know in the comments. If you don't, also let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.